A much-loved Disney classic is coming to life on stage in Ennis soon, as Ennis Musical Society returns with its latest production, Beauty and the Beast, a Broadway musical with a cast of around 70 performers, stunning music and all the magic audiences know and love. The show is going to run at Glór here in Ennis from the 1st to the 4th of April, and I'm joined in studio now by Claire Curtin, the chairperson of the Ennis Musical Society, who will also be involved in the production, and Aoife O Gorman, who plays the lead role of Belle. No pressure on her at all. Ladies, you're very welcome to studio. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Claire, we were just chatting off air about what the machinations of what's involved in pulling off a production of this size, and when I heard it was a Broadway musical, I thought, God, there's going to be quite a lot of people involved in this, and so approved.
Oh my goodness, yes.
If we fitted all of you in studio, we'd have a right job.
It would be fair tight for space now, I must admit. But yes, no, we have, of our leads alone, we have up to around 20 leads, and our cast and ensemble then fill up the rest of about 70 performers. So Glór stage is a massive stage, but will be
just as well
tightly pressed to fit them all, I would say.
20 leads?
Yes. So.
And you thought you were going to get star billing. So talk to us a bit then about how far out from hitting the stage next week the process of getting Beauty and the Beast, the Broadway musical, up and running has been. Like, how long the selection process, finding people, the rehearsals, everything else that goes with that?
So we started our process off the back of last year's show. If you remember, we did The Witches of Eastwick. So we picked the rights to Beauty and the Beast, and shortly after that show run had ended. So we take a little short break over the summertime. So our process then started in August. So works for Beauty and the Beast started way back when. Our audition day started November. So November 2nd. And so we had such a massive sign up of people. We had over 120 people sign up for it, that we actually had to have 2 audition days. So spread out over the course of 2 evenings. And then from there, our cast was picked and our rehearsals started in January. So that was whenever the balls truly started rolling.
Okay, and Aoife, you made the cut.
I did. Yeah.
Talk to us a bit about being involved in what sounds like a huge, and I'm sure it's going to be a fun production to be in. I'm playing, out of 20 leads. I mean, Belle, come on, just one of the main characters in Beauty and the Beast, let's face it.
Yeah, no, it's an absolute dream. So definitely has been so fun since we started rehearsals in January, and that's what I really hope translates on stage next week, is just how much fun we've all been having together. I've been on the side where I've been in the audience watching Ennis Musical Society and coming out feeling so uplifted, so I really hope we do that next week as well. And yeah, Belle is definitely a dream role for me. So and
in terms of like your background, be it dramatic productions or musicals, is this your first dipping your toes into these waters, or have you previous?
My first big musical was with Ennis when I was 12 years old. I was in Annie, in the chorus of Annie, and The Wizard of Oz the following year. So I've been involved on stage and backstage with them ever since. I was in The Witches of Eastwick last year too, but this is definitely the biggest role I've taken on.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And Claire, you're also going to be on the stage as well as Madame de la Grande Bouche.
Absolutely, fingers and many pies for me, for sure. But yes, I'm playing Madame de la Grande Bouche this year, so she's quite the diva. She'd be the fashionista of the castle. So naturally, with the best kind of dresses and gowns in the castle, she got turned into a wardrobe. So,
but those characters, like it's like the old cliche, but like Hollywood movies, get an actor getting to play a villain it's nearly more enjoyable than playing the hero, because it's a role I suppose traditionally you wouldn't be like that in real life, so a role like that where you play the villain, or like Madame de la Grande Bouche, just a divil,
causing mischief wherever she
causing mischief. That must be enjoyable.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the most fun roles I've had, and it's great fun watching her develop over the course of rehearsals, but it really comes to a head whenever the costumes come into play. So our costumes arrived last weekend, and we had such a hoot trying them on and getting to know them as well, because there's a lot of logistics involved in moving a wardrobe around on stage, much to my surprise. But there's been all the costumes have had their own logistical elements as well. So we're so glad that we got them maybe a week or 10 days in advance of the show. So we had that time to get familiar with them, and we had that time to really come into that character as well and finish the character development in time for the show.
Have you enjoyed trying out the costumes, Aoife? How many, if any, costume changes do you have to make? Is it like a Taylor Swift concert, or are you sticking with the one throughout the show?
It is. It's a quiet one for the first act. I'm in one dress, and then they all come at once in the second act. So
Second act, she just does a show reel of them all, just like bam, bam.
Like Friends, where Joey just walks into the apartment with all the Chandler's clothes on.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. That'd be fun.
Layer by layer.
So the rehearsals, have they intensified as you moved kind of from late last year into this year, or has it always been the same regular number per week, or how's it worked?
We kind of, from the get-go, we had the same regular number per week. Now, it was intensive in terms of days per week. So Monday night we would be doing our singing rehearsal with Eilish O'Neill. Our Tuesdays and Thursdays then would be blocked with Jessica Bray and Stephen O'Reen, so our director and choreographer. And then Sundays then we'd pull it all together for staging, for singing and for dancing. So we'd use the Sunday to bring everything we'd learned over the first 3 days all into one. And that has continued all the way up until now.
I would imagine, Aoife, it's a very enjoyable experience to be in a dramatic production or a musical. You've been in previous ones. That moment at the end, the audience, the applause, the bowing and all that must be very satisfying. But I would imagine you've exerted a lot of energy, and particularly with musicals, it's not just about acting and saying your lines, the singing. There's a lot of energy involved in that, the projection of your voice. What I'm basically saying is, will you be absolutely wrecked by the end of it?
Oh, definitely.
Will it be worth it?
It'll be worth it. I'm lucky to be on my Easter holidays during the show. So, well-being will be top of the list.
Plenty of Easter eggs will be fine.
Well, look, it sounds like it's going to be a grand, as you would expect, for a production befitting a Broadway musical description. But it sounds like it's going to be great. It's coming to Glór from the 1st to the 4th of April. And Claire, for people who want to get their hands on tickets, presumably go to the Glór website. But what time does it all kick off each evening?
So each evening we have our evening shows at 7:30 and our matinees are at 1:30 each day. Now I will warn people, tickets are flying out the door, so get them as quick as you can because our availability is going fast.
Okay, there you go, folks. Get moving, or you'll end up being disappointed. That is Ennis Musical Society returning with Beauty and the Beast, a Broadway musical at Glór from the 1st to the 4th of April. And Madame de la Grande Bouche and Chairperson Claire Curtin and Belle, Aoife O Gorman. Thanks very much, ladies, for joining me on the show.